Hi, my name is Stefan.
Hi, my name is Jonas. We're here to talk about the Musical Soundscapes series.
And this is about episode 5, Northern Nights.
This time I thought I'd start off with a review right off the bat on Northern Nights, written by AllMusic. Fifth in a series of nature with music recordings from Musical Soundscapes, this duo, consisting of Stefan and Jonas, features original compositions for solo piano and full orchestra. The cry of a lone wolf suggests danger, loneliness, and even beauty. When combined with a mixture of musical styles, the power of the wolf howl is even more dramatic. Guitar, piano, and keyboards flesh out the general sound of the Musical Soundscape series, incorporating diversity from other music forms, including jazz, classical, and even pop.
I couldn't have put it any better.
Isn't that great? Makes
great.
you feel super.
Well, of course, every release was about a specific habitat, and we'd done Wales and more of the Wales with Pacific Blue 2. We had done the tropical rainforest with the birds. We had the Pacific Ocean. And now what? So we thought, we got together and said, well, we're close to the Bavarian forest and they have wolves. Why don't we go there, record some wolves and get some dramatic moments into the music as well? And I vividly remember this session. It was very bizarre. It's the only time I ever stayed overnight in a motel and never showed up, because I was walking in the middle of the forest at night waiting for wolves to show up. They're fenced off, but you're still in their natural habitat, which is a little scary. And then after about an hour or so, the first wolf came out and started howling. And then, of course, it doesn't take long for the rest of them to join in the chorus and make a hell of a racket. And later, when I was back in the studio and I spliced up these little bits and pieces, took out the best parts, I created this dramatic opening track, and it turned into a bit of like a rock song, a guitar riff-based song. And I think there was even our publisher had something to say about this.
Well, you were always the percussion component in the Musical Soundscape series, and that's what gave the series, of course, a great diversity, because Stefan was definitely a great drummer and programmer and guitarist. And the opening, when we laid the opening, basically as a preemptive gesture, had Duncan Swain of Holborn Distributing listen to it. He said, well, that opening is definitely out there, Jonas and Stefan. It's isn't it a bit too rocky, though? After all, we're into easy listening, ambient sounds. And then I countered him. I said, wolves are dramatic. I mean, wolves are very dramatic, and they hunt in packs. I think it's a dramatic thing when wolves decide to hunt prey, follow a moose or something. So it gave it the album a great impetus, and he bought it, and it turned into a very popular album, achieving gold status. Maybe not the platinum status that the Pacific Blue 1 and 2 achieved, but we were very happy with the result.
It did very well. For me, the Soundscape series had developed into this ultimate composing playground. I actually tried to see how far I could go, creating pieces, making sure that no two pieces are even in the same style, and still have it under the cover of relaxation music. Well, I had this rocky opening, and then we're out in the country. He says, well, country, I haven't covered countries. And then there was a track that I think that you hated called Clear Skies, but it was. I don't think I ever said that. So it was designed to go for maybe cover the radio play option, and that worked. By now we were making a pretty decent living selling CDs, which is phenomenal, and it comes with a certain responsibility. You play to your audience, to your publisher, to ourselves. You want to put out quality music, and of course not every idea you have is a great idea. You end up scratching stuff and trying something else. And so I actually looked at my back catalog to see if I find something that I could use that I hadn't used before. And I found two pieces. I found the one appropriately called Looking Back, That's why I called it that way, because I was looking back in my archive. And it has the jazzy elements, and I think it's one of my favorite tracks on the album. It worked really nice, but the other one did not work so well. It's called Friends, and because I had this vision that I absolutely had to have the nylon string guitar leading the piece, and I had a lousy instrument, so it didn't sound good, and so the arrangement didn't work so well, I thought. So I could have done without this piece, but overall it was a great diversity.
And again, diversity was the trademark of the series, and by this time it was the 5th album. We produced every year since 1990, starting with Dreaming, 1 album per year up until this point, so it was quite an output for us. On Northern Nights is one of my all-time favorite piano pieces called Lonesome Traveler. I actually love playing it. I have to practice it. It's not easy. And fans seem to really enjoy it also. A fan called Tiger Fox on YouTube wrote in, "One of the tunes I listened to as a young teenager. Such a beautiful piece of music. Thank you for posting it here. This tune has been a big inspiration to myself over the years. Played the tape so much, I sort of destroyed it. Thank you very much, Tiger Fox."
Did you play it live, or did you
I played it live, but like I say, it's a piece that I have to practice. I find it difficult to memorize because it has a lot of unusual bends and turns.
Yeah, it does.
But in the middle section of Lonesome Traveler, it opens up. I just sit on a low octave. I believe it's a low D. It could be an F. And the wolves come in. The wolves need a lot of space. They need a lot of ambience. You can't just clutter that in. And it works great. I think that's a very special moment for the wolves to come out.
And also, the wolves weren't used all that much in other relaxation albums. Everybody copied the whales and stuff, so it was nice that we moved on from there.
Yeah. Would you like to show the cover?
Oh yeah, I didn't show the cover. This is Northern Nights.
We were very happy with the photo that Gabi Altman at Holborn, she was the graphic artist, came up with. It was a sure go. She just said, "This is a photo that I've dug up." I said, "That's great. Let's do it."
Let's do it. And that's Northern Nights. Stay with us for the next episode, which will be Dolphin Dance.
Dolphin Dance. I almost forgotten that. Thank you for listening.